We often look for complex answers to our greatest fears. But what if the path to a healthier, longer life begins not with a great leap, but with a single gentle step taken at dawn? The key to protecting your vitality lies in this one morning practice. Do not turn away, for the final piece of wisdom we uncover together is the most crucial of all: inner landscape. We spend so much of our lives looking outwards. We look to others for validation. We look to the world for our entertainment. We look to the future for our happiness. But as the seasons of our life turn, there comes a time when the most rewarding journey is the one that turns inward, to explore the inner landscape. Think of your body not as a machine that is slowly breaking down, but as a garden that you have been tending your entire life. In youth, it is a garden of vibrant, sometimes chaotic growth. We can be careless, we can plant things without thinking, we can neglect the soil, and still it seems to flourish. The energy of spring and summer is forgiving, but as we enter the autumn of our lives, the garden requires a different kind of care. It requires more wisdom, more attention, and a gentler hand. It is no less beautiful. In fact, an autumn garden has a unique splendor, a depth of color that a summer garden cannot match. The value is in the harvest, in the quiet satisfaction of having nurtured something for so long. So the first step is to change the way we see ourselves, to stop seeing a list of ailments or a collection of fears about what might go wrong. Instead, see a landscape. See the mountains of your strength and resilience, the bones that have carried you through so many decades. See the rivers of your blood, your life force that have nourished you every single moment. And yes, you may also see the areas that have been weathered, the places where the soil is thin or where a path has become overgrown. This is not a cause for despair. It is simply an invitation from your own body to come and tend to the garden, to walk through it, not with judgment, but with loving awareness. This is the mindset from which all true health springs. It is a shift from fighting against the body to working in harmony with it. We are not at war with aging. We are in a dance with life, and the steps of the dance simply change over time. When we understand this, the idea of a habit changes. It is no longer a chore, a task to be checked off a list. It becomes an act of communion, an act of love for the life that resides within you. The world outside will always be loud. It will always demand your attention. It will present you with 1,000 distractions, 1,000 reasons to look away from yourself. But the greatest source of peace, of strength, and of well-being is found in the quiet stillness of your own inner world. When we begin to cultivate this inner landscape, we find that the external world loses its power to disturb us so deeply. A storm may rage outside, but within our garden, there is a center of calm. This is not about ignoring the world or our responsibilities. It is about building a sanctuary within ourselves that we can return to, a place of deep, unshakable peace. This is the foundation upon which we can build a practice that not only protects our physical health, but also nourishes our soul. It is the soil from which our morning habit will grow, not as a foreign plant, but as something that belongs to the garden of you. This shift in perspective is perhaps the most powerful medicine of all. Before you can tend to the river, you must first learn to love the land through which it flows. Morning stillness. The way we begin our day sets the tone for everything that follows. For many, the morning is a time of sudden, jarring activity. The alarm clock rings, a sharp, artificial sound that pulls us violently from the world of dreams. Immediately, the mind begins to race. The list of tasks, the worries, the schedule for the day. We rush to the kitchen for coffee, we turn on the news, we flood our system with stimulation, with urgency, with stress. From the very first moment of consciousness, we are in a state of reaction, of being pushed and pulled by external demands. Think of a calm, still lake at dawn. Now imagine throwing a large stone into its center. The ripples spread out, disturbing the entire surface. This is what we do to our own inner state when we start our day with a jolt. Our nervous system, our circulation, our entire being is thrown into a state of mild alarm. We call this getting going. But what we are really doing is creating a pattern of tension and stress that we will carry with us throughout the day. It is a small act of violence against our own peace. There is a wiser way, a gentler way to transition from the yin state of sleep to the yang state of wakefulness. It is a transition that honors the body's natural rhythm. When you first awaken, before you move, before you think, before you even open your eyes, simply be. Be still. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the warmth of the blankets. Listen to the subtle sounds around you, not the noise of the world, but the quiet hum of your own home, the sound of your own breath. This is a moment of pure presence, a sacred pause between the world of sleep and the world of waking. In this stillness, you are gathering your energy, not expending it. You are coming home to yourself before you go out to meet the world. It requires no effort. It is an act of non-doing. Resisting the impulse to immediately jump up is a powerful form of self-discipline and self-care. You are telling your body, your mind, and your spirit that your own well-being comes first, before the demands of the world. This practice of morning stillness does not need to be long. Even 1 minute, 2 minutes can change the entire texture of your day. It is a training of the mind. Instead of the mind pulling the body out of bed, the body is allowed to awaken gently, and the mind follows its lead. You can use this time to feel into your body. Where is there tightness? Where is there ease? You are not judging, you are simply noticing. You are becoming reacquainted with your physical self after a night of journeying in dreams. This gentle, mindful check-in is the beginning of communication. You are listening to the subtle language of your body. It is in this quiet dialogue that you can often sense the small imbalances before they become large problems. You are tending to your inner garden at the very start of the day, noticing which plants need a little more water or which ones need a little more sun. It is a profound act of preventative medicine that is rooted in simple conscious awareness. When you do decide to rise, do so slowly. Move like a cat stretching, with intention and care. Let the movement be fluid and deliberate. This gentle approach prevents the sudden shifts in blood pressure that can be a concern, especially as we get older. We are not shocking the system. We are easing it into motion. By cultivating this habit of morning stillness, you are fundamentally altering your relationship with stress. You are creating a buffer of calm that protects you. The day will still have its challenges. The world will still be noisy, but you will be meeting it from a place of centeredness, from a place of inner quiet. You are the calm lake. The stones that are thrown in during the day will still create ripples, but the ripples will be smaller and they will dissipate more quickly because you have started from a place of profound, unshakable stillness. This is the preparation for the physical practice that follows. First, we quiet the mind and calm the spirit. Then we can begin to move the body. The obstruction. In the language of ancient wisdom, health is synonymous with flow. The free, unobstructed flow of energy, of ki, of blood, of breath. When there is flow, there is life, there is vitality, there is nourishment. Dis-ease in its essence is a disruption of this flow. It is stagnation. It is a blockage. Think of a river. A healthy river flows freely from the mountains to the sea. It is dynamic. It is powerful. It is clear. It carves the landscape. It nourishes the valleys. It supports a vast ecosystem of life. Its movement is its health. Now, what happens when a dam is built, or when fallen trees and debris create a blockage? The flow stops. Upstream, the water builds up, creating immense pressure. The banks begin to flood, to erode. The water becomes stagnant, murky, and life begins to die. Downstream, the valley becomes parched and dry. The land that once thrived is now starved of the life-giving water it needs. This entire crisis, this entire breakdown of the system comes from a single point of obstruction. This is a powerful metaphor for what happens within our own bodies, and it is a very direct way to understand the nature of a stroke. A stroke is an obstruction. It is a blockage in the river of blood that flows to the brain. In one type, a vessel is blocked, and the brain tissue downstream is starved of oxygen and nutrients. In another type, a vessel bursts under pressure, causing a flood where there should be a gentle current. In both cases, the root cause is a disruption of smooth, harmonious flow. Why does this happen? Of course, there are many complex physical factors that doctors can explain. But from a holistic perspective, we can see how our way of life contributes to the creation of these obstructions. A life lived with constant stress, with tension held deep in the body, is like constantly throwing rocks and debris into our own inner river. The muscles tighten, the vessels constrict. A diet that is not in harmony with our body's needs can be like pouring mud into the water, making it thick and slow. A lack of gentle, mindful movement allows for stagnation. The river becomes sluggish. Pockets of stillness turn into pools of debris. We must understand that these are not sudden events. An obstruction does not appear overnight. It is the result of a long, slow process of accumulation. Small habits, small tensions, small disharmonies, repeated day after day, year after year. Each one is like a single pebble tossed into the river. One pebble does nothing. 100 pebbles do little. But thousands and thousands of pebbles over a lifetime can build a dam. They can change the course of the river. So the work of prevention is not a dramatic last-minute intervention. It is the gentle daily practice of removing the pebbles. It is the work of ensuring the riverbank is strong and supple, not brittle and hard. It is the work of keeping the water clear and the current moving smoothly. This is not a message of fear. It is a message of empowerment. Because if the problem is created by small daily accumulations, then the solution also lies in small daily practices. We do not need a massive effort to dynamite the dam. That would be violent and destructive in itself. Instead, we need to learn the gentle art of removing the pebbles one by one. We need to learn how to encourage the river's own natural, intelligent flow. The body has a profound capacity for healing, for self-regulation. Our task is not to force it, but to create the conditions for it to do its work. By understanding the nature of the obstruction, we can now appreciate the profound simplicity and power of the habit we are here to explore. It is a practice designed to do exactly this, to gently clear the blockages, to soothe the riverbanks, and to encourage the smooth, life-giving flow of our own inner river. It is a way of communicating with the body in its own language, the language of movement, of breath, and of flow. Gentle awakening. Now, we arrive at the practice itself. It is so simple, so gentle, that you might at first doubt its power. Our modern minds are often conditioned to believe that for something to be effective, it must be difficult, strenuous, or complex. But the greatest wisdom is often found in the greatest simplicity. This practice is a form of communication with your own body. It is a gentle awakening of the channels, the meridians, the rivers of energy and blood that flow within you. It can be done before you even get out of bed, or standing beside your bed in those first few moments of the day. It requires no equipment, only your own body and your mindful attention. Let us call this practice waking the dragon. In Eastern tradition, the dragon is a symbol of power, of life force, and of transformation. The spine, with its serpentine curve, is often seen as the dragon within the body. When this dragon is sleeping and stiff, our energy is low. When it is awake and supple, our vitality flows freely. Here is the practice. While lying on your back or sitting on the edge of your bed, begin by bringing your awareness to your center, to your breath. Take a few slow, easy breaths. Then you will begin a very gentle, very slow, mindful twist. As you exhale, allow both of your knees to slowly, gently fall to one side. Do not force them. Let gravity do the work. The movement should be so slow you can feel every part of it. Your head can gently turn in the opposite direction of your knees. Go only as far as is completely comfortable. There should be no strain, no pain. This is not a yoga stretch where you are trying to achieve a certain shape. The goal is the feeling of a gentle, spiraling release along the spine, the dragon. Stay there for a breath or two. Feel the gentle opening in your side, your lower back, your hip. You are wringing out the tensions of the night. Then, as you inhale, use the strength of your core, your center, to slowly bring your knees back to the middle. The movement is again deliberate and mindful. Pause at the center for a moment. Feel the sense of balance, of neutrality. Then, on your next exhalation, Allow your knees to fall to the other side, just as slowly, just as gently. Let your head turn in the opposite direction. Breathe into the sensation. You might notice that one side feels different from the other, tighter perhaps, or more open. This is valuable information. It is your body speaking to you. You are not judging it. You are simply listening with kindness and curiosity. Stay for a breath and then inhale, slowly returning to the center. You can repeat this gentle flowing movement 3 to 5 times on each side. The rhythm is key. Exhale to twist and release. Inhale to return to center and gather. This simple, gentle twist is doing many things. It is massaging the internal organs, stimulating the digestive system. It is hydrating the discs of the spine, which can become compressed overnight. Most importantly for our topic today, it is gently encouraging the flow of blood and fluid along the whole length of the spinal cord and up towards the brain. It is like gently clearing the main channel of the river before asking the smaller streams to flow. This is not a vigorous exercise intended to raise the heart rate. It is the opposite. It is a calming, regulating movement that soothes the nervous system. It tells the body that it is safe, that it can relax, that it can open. It is a profound act of kindness to yourself, a way of saying good morning to your body with a gentle, loving touch from the inside out. This is the physical key, but its true power is unlocked when we combine this movement with the mindful awareness we have been cultivating. It is a moving meditation. Body's river. Let us now go deeper into the feeling of this practice, into the why behind this gentle movement. We must move beyond seeing it as just a mechanical action and understand it as a way of guiding our body's river. The arteries and veins in our body are like a vast, intricate network of rivers, streams, and tiny capillaries delivering life to every cell. The health of this entire system depends not just on the power of the pump, the heart, but on the quality of the vessels themselves. Are they soft and pliable, or are they hard and brittle? As we age, there can be a tendency for the tissues to lose their suppleness. Chronic tension and stress contribute to this hardening. Imagine the banks of a river. If the banks are soft earth and lined with willows, they can adapt to changes in water flow. But if the banks are made of concrete, they are rigid. Any increase in pressure creates a risk of cracking, of breaking. The gentle, spiraling motion of our morning practice, waking the dragon, is like a gentle massage for this entire vascular system. The slow twisting and untwisting motion sends a soft, rhythmic pressure wave through the body. This wave encourages the walls of the blood vessels to remain elastic and responsive. It's a form of internal toning. It is not aggressive. It is persuasive. We are inviting our body to remember its natural state of suppleness. We are reminding the riverbanks how to be soft and yielding rather than hard and rigid. This elasticity is one of the most crucial factors in maintaining healthy blood pressure and preventing the kind of vascular crisis that a stroke represents. When the vessels can expand and contract with ease, they can better handle the natural fluctuations in blood flow that occur throughout the day. They become more resilient, more adaptable. Furthermore, this practice directly addresses the issue of stagnation. During the night, as we lie still for many hours, the flow of blood and lymph can become more sluggish, especially in the extremities. Our simple morning twist acts like the first gentle push that gets the current moving again. As you twist to one side, you are gently compressing the organs and vessels on that side, and as you release back to the center and twist to the other, you create a soft pump effect. This helps to flush out the metabolic waste that can accumulate overnight and encourages the fresh, oxygenated blood to circulate more freely. You are preventing the formation of those stagnant pools where debris might collect. You are ensuring the river starts its day with a clear, gentle, forward momentum. You are not forcing the river. You are simply removing the small obstacles and letting it find its own natural, easy path. When you are doing the practice, try to visualize this. As you twist, imagine you are gently wringing out a sponge, releasing old, stagnant water. And as you return to the center, imagine the sponge soaking up fresh, clean, life-giving fluid. This use of intention and visualization is not just a fantasy. The mind is incredibly powerful. Where the mind goes, the qi, the energy, follows. And where the qi goes, the blood follows. By focusing your mind on this process of cleansing and nourishing, you are amplifying the physical effects of the movement. You are transforming a simple physical exercise into a profound healing practice. You are becoming a conscious participant in the health of your own inner river system. You are no longer a passive bystander, worried about what might go wrong. You are the wise tender of the river, ensuring its waters flow with health and vitality for all the days to come. Mindful presence. We have spoken of the mindset, the physical movement, and the internal feeling. Now, we must bring them all together in the most important element of all, mindful presence. It is entirely possible to do the waking the dragon practice every morning while your mind is 1,000 miles away, worrying about your finances, planning your grocery list, or replaying a conversation from yesterday. If you do this, you will still receive some physical benefit, of course. The mechanical movement will have its effect, but you will have missed the very heart of the practice. You will have missed 90% of its power. The true transformation happens when the mind and body are united in the present moment. When your awareness is fully inhabiting the movement, the breath, and the sensation. This is the difference between exercise and self-cultivation. Exercise is something you do to your body. Self-cultivation is something you do with your body. It is a partnership. As you perform the gentle twist, your only job is to feel. Feel the sensation of your muscles lengthening. Feel the contact of your back against the bed. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils, fills your lungs, and then as it leaves your body. Notice the pause between the inhale and the exhale. When your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, do not be discouraged. Do not judge yourself. This is the nature of the mind. Your practice is simply to notice that it has wandered and then gently, kindly guide it back. Guide it back to the feeling of your breath. Guide it back to the sensation in your spine. Each time you do this, you are strengthening your muscle of attention. You are performing a rep for your mindfulness. This training of the mind has a direct and profound impact on your cardiovascular health. A mind that is constantly lost in anxious thoughts, in worry, in anger, is a mind that is sending continuous signals of alarm to the body. These signals trigger the release of stress hormones, which cause the heart to beat faster, the blood pressure to rise, and the blood vessels to constrict. This is the internal weather of a storm. It is a state of chronic low-grade emergency. Living in this state is like forcing your inner river to flow through a constant tempest. The turbulence wears away at the riverbanks, making them weak and vulnerable. A calm, present mind, on the other hand, creates an internal weather of peace. It soothes the nervous system. It allows the body to exist in its natural state of rest and repair. It allows the river to flow gently under a clear, sunny sky. Therefore, the practice of mindful presence during your morning movement is not just a spiritual or mental exercise. It is one of the most powerful physiological interventions you can make for your health. By learning to keep your mind calm and centered, even for just 5 minutes in the morning, you are actively lowering your blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and allowing your entire vascular system to relax and heal. You are changing the very chemistry of your blood. This is the deepest meaning of the mind-body connection. The state of your mind directly shapes the state of your body. A stroke is often a sudden, catastrophic event, but the conditions for it are built over a long period of time by a turbulent inner environment. By cultivating a calm, present mind, you are calming the storm. You are ensuring that the waters of your life flow with ease and grace, not with turbulence and pressure. This is the ultimate form of prevention, lifelong path. It is essential to understand that what we have been discussing is not a quick fix. The modern world loves the idea of a 30-day challenge or a magic pill, a single solution that will solve all our problems without requiring any fundamental change from us. But true health, true well-being is not a destination you arrive at. It is a path you walk. It is a continuous process of cultivation. This morning practice is not something you do for a month to fix your stroke risk and then stop. It is an invitation to begin a new relationship with yourself, a relationship that will deepen and evolve for the rest of your life. It is a single beautiful stepping stone onto a lifelong path of self-care and self-awareness. It is the beginning of a conversation with your body that never has to end. On some days, the practice will feel wonderful. Your body will feel open, your mind will be calm, and you will feel a deep sense of peace and connection. Cherish these days. They are a gift. On other days, your body may feel stiff and sore. Your mind may be restless and scattered. You might not feel like doing it. These are the most important days to practice. On these days, you are not practicing to achieve a feeling of bliss. You are practicing to cultivate consistency, discipline, and self-compassion. The practice on the difficult days is to simply show up, to be with the stiffness without judgment, to notice the restless mind with kindness. The value is not in achieving a perfect stretch or a perfectly calm mind. The value is in the showing up. The value is in the act of turning your attention inward with care, regardless of what you find there. This single habit has the power to ripple out and positively influence your entire day and ultimately your entire life. Because you have started your day with an act of quiet intention, you may find you are a little less reactive to the stresses that arise later. Because you have connected with your body, you may find you make better choices about the food you eat. Because you have cultivated a moment of peace, you may find you are more patient and compassionate with the people you interact with. The small, gentle action in the morning creates a resonance, a vibration of wellness that carries through the hours. It is like striking a beautiful, clear-sounding bell first thing in the morning. The sound fades, but the echo remains. You are creating a new pattern, a new default state of being that is rooted in calm, conscious presence. Do not become rigid about it. This is a path of gentleness, not of strict dogma. If you miss a day, you have not failed. You simply begin again the next morning. The path is always there, waiting for you to place your feet upon it. See this practice not as another duty, but as a gift you give to yourself. It is a sacred appointment with your own well-being. It is the most important meeting of your day. By embracing this as a lifelong path, you are shifting from a mindset of fearing illness to one of actively cultivating health. You are moving from a place of anxiety to a place of empowerment. You are no longer just a passenger in your body, hoping for a smooth ride. You are the wise and gentle captain, navigating the waters of your life with skill, awareness, and a deep, abiding love for the vessel that carries you. This is the final insight, the piece that connects everything together. The practice is not about preventing a stroke. That is simply a potential wonderful side effect. The practice is about falling in love with the process of living in your body. It is about cultivating a deep friendship with yourself. When you have that, you create an inner environment where health is the natural outcome and dis-ease struggles to find a foothold. The secret is not in the movement itself, but in the love and attention with which you perform it, day after day. For years, I've been so scared of what might happen to my body as I get older. I've treated it like an enemy I have to fight. This is the first time someone has explained it in a way that makes me want to be friends with my body again. To tend to the garden, that really changed my perspective. Thank you for this piece. I will start tomorrow morning.